God bless you, people of God. Today, I come to you with an encouraging message. It's a word that the Spirit of the Lord placed within me a few days ago, and I know it's going to bless your life mightily. I'm going to start by saying something that might be a little controversial, but it's the truth. We have allowed our everyday circumstances to tell us how to think about God. We have allowed our illnesses to tell us that God can't heal us. We have allowed our financial hardships to tell us that God can't miraculously open the heavens and pour a blessing over our lives. Every day, more and more believers are being governed by their situations, being governed by their circumstances, being governed by their financial hardship, by their illnesses, or whatever situation may be happening around them. Listen, people of God, I don't want to sound cliche, but I'm going to say it like this. If God did it before, He can and will do it again. Many times we have allowed our circumstances to govern us because we forget what God did for us before. Some of us have forgotten that God has taken us out of financial hardship before. Many of us have forgotten that God has healed us from an illness before. But the lie of the enemy tells us through our circumstances that God can't do it anymore. But let me be the one to remind you. Malachi chapter 3 verse 6. It says, "For I am the Lord, I change not." What a powerful verse. It's so powerful, I'm going to have to read it to you again. Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 says, "For I am the Lord, I change not." We have to put that verse in perspective. God is eternal. He was there in the beginning. He has no end. Let's put that in perspective. God changes not. So if God changes not, and we think back in every occurrence that has happened in the Bible, we find the Hebrews being slaves to Pharaoh for many years. And God sent to Moses to deliver them. So if God was able to deliver slaves, what makes you think that your current circumstance is so big that God can't deliver you? For I am the Lord, declares God. I change not. And if God was able to free Hebrew slaves, He will free you from whatever bondage is keeping you down. Man, we can't forget about a Shadrach, Meshach, and an Abednego that were sentenced to a burning furnace. But when they looked into the furnace, there weren't three. Shatayaman Sokumana. There were four. They were free from the earthly judgment. If God did it for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, what makes you think God can't pull you out of whatever furnace is being stirred up in your life today? If God did it for Daniel when he was thrown into the lion's den, hungry lions ready to devour whatever was thrown into that den. If God sent His angels to shut the mouths of the lions, what makes you think that when the enemies around you arise, God won't send His mighty angels to shut their mouths in your behalf? If God has done it before, He will do it again. For I am the Lord, declares God, and I change not. And I change not. If God did it for Jonah inside the belly of a fish, where the Bible declares that from the abyss Jonah cried out. If God delivered him from that, what makes you think your circumstance is bigger than what God can do? If He did it for Jonah, He can do it for you. For I am the Lord, I change not. Wow. If He did it for Moses, standing in front of the sea and behind him an entire army out to get him, If God did it for Moses, he can do it for you. For I am the Lord, and I change not, declares the Lord. I challenge you today. Think back on all the things that God did for you, that God has pulled you out of, that God has saved you from, and activate your faith once again. For if he did it before, he will do it again. For Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 declares, I am the Lord, I change not.